Confederate style. I should think about pride. I do. Things get better with time. Yet souls never undying. It's a haiku. These thoughts never can die. These tears never gonna dry when I lose you. Some hearts double inside. Your short head grow inch line like the Grinch do. I don't have time cause the race do. Factor in lies that are birth fruit. On the way up, slugfest. Some say no fact, I'm sticking.
All right. We are back today. How's everyone doing? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's raise awareness. Be a friend. Tell a friend that, hey, Breast Cancer Month. Check it out. Real men wear pink. We're doing our thing, okay? We're doing our thing. I'm a little sad, guys. I'm a little sad. A little depressed. Because, the Packers just aren't playing up to the level of football that they are capable of playing with this given team, and that is a little frustrating. It just doesn't seem like we got the right game plan out there. Should be a little more run heavy, like make people respect the running back tandem that we have. But I saw some good things out of the guys. Some flight, some flying around from the defensive backs. Taylor Heineke makes a great play to Scary Terry, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So, not the best game for the Packers. Now, do I think they're going to come back next week and just fucking blow the doors off the Bills? Absolutely. Absolutely I do. And that's just how the NFL works on a week-to-week basis. Sometimes you're the statue 3 weeks in a row, and some weeks you're the pigeon. So, hey, you just got to ebb and flow with the things in this NFL. Can't let your identity get too tied to your team because, when that happens and your team starts losing, you yourself, you start to feel like a fucking loser. And you start to spew out a lot of hate on the internet. And it's just not, it's not what we need, okay? It's not what we need. And also, it's like the privilege of some Packers fans just to be like, just spewing so much hate. It's this guy, this guy sucks. I hate him. I never loved him. I can't believe I defended you during COVID. But, hey, it's Monday. This is going to be the best week of the rest of our lives, and you all know it. So, that being said, let's get into this Scotty O's Football Sunday 12-legger that we had this past week. Get it flashed up over here. All right, guys. We're taking steps back in the 12-legger. Unfortunately, it was some miscalculations on our part. We went 7-6 this week. Not a great start. Not a great start. We want to get better and better. We were hoping to go 9-3 maybe. Actually, we were hoping to go 12-0 for you. But we went 9-3. We went 7-6. We would have settled for 9-3 because that means we're getting better. But we took the loss on the chin. All right, and we'll have a parlay for you next week. That'll be better. Also, check out. We'll have our bets before tonight's Monday evening football broadcast between the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the show. But let's take a walk around here and see where we went right and where we went wrong. Obviously, as you can see, where we went wrong was we had the Browns winning that game against the Ravens. I thought maybe Nick Chubb could get a few more yards, a few more touchdowns. Wasn't the case. Lamar Jackson and the boys able to squeak one out there. Ravens moved to 4-3 on the year, and the Browns moved to 2-5. So things get a little interesting as they get a little closer to a certain quarterback's return. His name's kind of like Voldemort, so we don't say it. But, moving right along. Hey, that Jets pick that I had came through. Obviously, Russell Wilson not being in. Even if Russell Wilson was going to be in, I was still riding with the Jets. Because I do think the Jets, they have a little culture down there under Robert Saleh. And they are putting some stuff together. Unfortunately, Breece Hall in that game suffers an ACL injury. Hopefully nothing but the best. Quick recovery. He's not out very long. But I know it leaves a lot of fantasy experts, fantasy football leagues who have Breece Hall. They're worried. But you know what? I hope the guy gets healthy. And all the fantasy football player or team managers that, are upset about it, they can go kick rocks. But Did I have the Texans beating the Raiders? Let me take a quick peek here. I did have the Texans beating the Raiders. I don't know what I was thinking on this one, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm kind of an idiot. So I thought maybe some of the Devontae Adams stuff would distract. Actually, I might have to double check back. I might have had the Raiders, but I might have took the Texans for some unknown reason. But I thought maybe the Raiders were really imposters, But it's clear to me now that the Texans are really, really imposters, and I should have known that. I was maybe a little fired up on the Jack Easterby firing, and just interested to see that, hey, maybe the Texans squeak one out here. Maybe the Raiders aren't as good as everyone says. They're a talented team, but just don't have all the pieces for some reason. Don't know what that could be about. But I took the Texans, and it backfired on me, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. But, hey, my favorite story of the NFL this year so far has been this man, Geno Smith. Geno Smith beat the Chargers pretty easily. Geno's out there. He's wheeling and dealing. He's coming out. He's like saying stuff that, sometimes they give up on you too fast. And now in his 9th year in the league, he's wheeling and dealing. He was coming out and saying he was comparing himself to a little bit of like Peyton Manning's woes his first couple years in the league. And now he seemed to have good understanding of the NFL. He's probably been to he has been to a couple of different places. I think he's seen how some other quarterbacks are able to get it done and win. And now he is fully using all that experience to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC West. And they are alone as the division leader. So I only look for the Seahawks to get better, especially with Kenneth Walker. Unfortunately, I traded him away this year because I'm a doo-doo head. But, we live with the 168 yards rushing, 2 tutters. Man, that's tough. But we live with the decisions we make. And, I have to live with that one. But Geno being all the way back, great for the NFL. I think everyone loves that. Geno's a guy. Then we go Chiefs 49ers. Let me just make sure here that I did have the Chiefs. That seemed to be a pretty easy one given everything that was going on. So, I know Christian McCaffrey came to the 49ers 2 days, 3 days, maybe only had a day and a half. And I get that Jimmy G could just be like, hey, you going to do this on this play? It's like simplest thing in the book, Christian McCaffrey getting about 60, 70 yards in his 49ers debut. Pretty good start to his 49ers career. However, the Chiefs just being dominant. Andy Reid, the Walrus, he's just got that team dialed back in. Everyone was worried there towards the beginning. It seems like they are doing just fine. Tua and the boys getting the job done against the Steelers. Had that one. Let's see a couple more where I missed here. Carolina just coming and beating the brakes off Tampa. I don't know if Tampa's going to get it figured out. It's interesting to see how that boat has taken on water rather quickly. And if they don't do something, that thing will be sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and they won't be pirate hunters anymore. And they definitely won't be chasing that Lombardi trophy if they let this thing get too out of hand. Titans beating the Colts. Colts still maybe pretenders. We'll see. They have to, I don't know. They got to prove it to me. But this Colts team doesn't look great. Titans 4-2. Colts moved to 3-1. Cowboys coming into, or they're probably at home maybe. Cowboys getting the job done against the Lions. Lions dropped to 1-5, and the Cowboys 5-2. I got to be honest. I was having some conversation with a Lions fan earlier this year, probably week 2 or 3, and it's like, man, we're a good team this year, and the signs were pointing to it. And maybe the hard knocks got in the heads of some people, and they were playing good. They were playing good ball. But you have Jared Goff throwing 2 interceptions. Doesn't help your case, but also going to have to get some stuff moving back in the right direction for the Detroit Lions. Just unfortunate because I was excited to see them be a powerhouse in the NFL, but just not the case. Not the case. So, yeah, we moved to 7-6 this week on our parlay, 8-4 last week. We're going to get a 12-banger here. We are going to get a 12-banger. That, mark my words, we will definitely be doing that. So, if you don't believe me, I don't care. I don't care. So, all right. So, let's get to a couple news stories, NFL-wise, around the league. And I got into it a little bit at the beginning of the show. Let's just get right to it. A couple of, news syndicates are picking up that is Aaron Rodgers' tough talk helping or hurting the Packers? Is he being too tough? And is that an issue? Pretty much what Rodgers came out and said was, a reporter asked him, if he believes the Packers are able to turn it around following their 3-4 start, and Rodgers responded, "You're goddamn right. Yeah, he thinks so. Obviously, the team is 3-4. They have yet to play to their capabilities. They're trying to do stuff that they're not set up to do because of young, inexperienced guys. And really, it's going to take Rodgers and LaFleur to probably say, we need to set our egos aside. We're great coaches. We're a great quarterback. We need to set our ego aside. We need to just win football games, bring these young guys along, and what's the best way to do that? But obviously the Packers can turn it around. It's silly to think that they couldn't, having the back-to-back MVP of the league. Now, has he lost a step? Has he, he's playing with injured offensive line. I get it. And some, more inexperienced receivers than he's used to. So, yeah, there's going to be growing pains. We knew that. But, hey, let's run that. Let's run that ball. Let's get a good mesh. Nice run. Let's do it. Let's run the ball, Packers. Let's be that team that we know we can be, okay? All positivity most of the time. Can't say all the time because, sometimes just life gets in the way. Hey, don't look now, but the Jets are 5-2, and that makes me a little upset because they were one of the teams that beat the Packers. And now Sauce Gardner's got his own cheesehead rookie card, which, you got to get it probably because that one's probably going to go up in value because the Jets are 5-2. Robert Saleh's got these guys trending in the right direction. Who did they just play again? Was it Denver? It was Denver, right? The Broncos with Brett Ripien? I don't know. He's thrown interceptions. Obviously, Russell Wilson not playing in this game. Jets taking full advantage of that opportunity and getting it done. And that defense looks like it's flying around, having a good time. Zach Wilson's out there banging MILFs, doing what he does best. And, yeah, it's just great. It's just great. So, I know we talked about Geno Smith and his 2022 leap compares, to how he saw some similarities to when Peyton Manning, first came into the league, and they gave up fast on Geno Smith. And obviously he was with the Jets. They're looking to become a winning football team. They kind of got it now. And from what I remember with Geno Smith with the Jets, let me take a quick peek at this. Let me look this up. But from what I remember, Geno's time in New York, and maybe a guy like Gary Vee can maybe help shed some light on this because obviously he's a diehard Jets fan. But I don't think they were terrible. Let's see here. Let's see. Stats. Here we go. All right. So in 2013, drafted by the Jets. Played with the Jets for 4 seasons. Let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe he was not the best. QBR season 1, 41. QBR season 2, 45. Season 3, 56. Season 4, 26. And then just kind of, not great. Bounced to the Giants, then went to the Chargers, then with Seattle since 2020. So, hey, good to see a guy like him get his start, kind of really playing some great football and keeping the Seattle Seahawks, which I'm sure the Seattle Seahawks fans were not expecting this in the slightest, but definitely something good to see. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey being the big news this week for the 49ers. Got a pretty good-sized workload. Saw some plays where he had some decent-sized runs, and you kind of saw, man, give this guy a week or two, getting better, getting more familiar with the playbook, what we're looking to do on the offensive side of the ball. And the 49ers, they could be a real threat going into the playoffs this year. So we'll see what happens with Christian McCaffrey. On the flip side, the Carolina Panthers seem to be doing better after getting rid of McCaffrey. I think P.J. Walker came in and led that team to a victory. So it does seem like what Steve Wilks is doing with, hey, new regime, we want guys that play, ball, passion. I mean, I don't even know if that's a strategy, but it does seem like it a little bit, because if I remember correctly, I believe P.J. Walker was he an XFL quarterback at one point, or USFL? I think that's maybe where his where he's kind of like traveled. Let me just double check, because I would hate to get something wrong here on this broadcast. All right, so let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Professional career. Yeah. Okay, Indianapolis Colts. Signed by them in 2017. Then he went to them Houston Roughnecks. and an XFL team in 2019. Played well there. Then he was 5-0 with the Houston Roughnecks. Holy shit. They don't have QBR there. So then came Carolina for the last 3 years. 2020, 2021, 2022. So, hey, good to see a guy like him developing and making plays down the stretch there. So, awesome to see that. Hey, Tua's back. So, they get a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tua and the boys. The defense was the good part of the game. Their defense ultimately ended up winning them the game. The offense started out with some rhythm. It's kind of got some sputtering stuff in there. Not sure if that was Mike Tomlin and the Steelers being able to, maybe give Tua some problems after making some adjustments after those first couple of drives. Very possible. But good to see Tua back out there, getting the offense going. He obviously knows his performance wasn't good enough to win most weeks, but it got it done this week. The ugly in this game, according to, what is this, the Dolphins Insider here? The Finsider? The Finsider! The ugly in this game, according to the Finsider, Mike McDaniel's rookie head coaching decisions nearly cost him the game. I guess there was a 4th and 3 deep into the Steelers' territory for them to go up by 6 points instead of up. Sorry. Apologize. So they were, it's 4th and 3 deep in the Steelers' territory, up by 6. Instead of kicking a field goal, they decided to go for it with the 2-score lead, which would have given them a 2-score lead. Obviously, you want to kick a field goal there, but maybe there was something, We saw a kicker kicking with his hamstring off the bone, but that was obviously not the Dolphins' kicker. So, yeah. So Mike McDaniels there was the, had some rookie coaching mistakes. I mean, this is his 7th game coaching, in the NFL, or coaching an NFL game as a head coach. So there's going to be some of those mistakes. Another knock on Mike McDaniels is like, hey, got to get the play in sooner, so Tua can make his reads, all that good stuff. And, I can't say that one gets put on Mike McDaniels, because it's like you don't know if there's talking in the huddle. You got to put up the peace sign to get everyone to quiet down. There's a lot of things that can happen. But let's focus our energy, our attitude to Monday night's game, because we have Billy Belichick and the Patriots versus whoever the Bears head coach is and the Bears. So this game being played in Foxborough, I think Bill Belichick is going to have a joy tearing up the Chicago Bears to is it tie George Halas or beat his record by a game? I'll have to see. Let's see. Okay, so Halas and Belichick are both at 324 games won in the NFL as a head coach. But with this game, if they beat the Bears, he will take George Halas's record from him and be the second winningest head coach in the NFL. The only person that'd be in front of him would be the coach Don Shula for the Miami Dolphins at 347. So that's still quite a ways away. It's about 23 more games that he'd have to win to catch him. And I think that would require Bill Belichick staying around another 4 or 5 years, which I don't know if he's got it in him. But pretty cool to see that. I know Bill's going to have, you talk to Bill about it. I don't know him, but you talk to him. But he's probably going to go something like press conference, reporter asks a question. Hey, so are you any thought about potentially breaking George Halas's record against the Bears this coming Monday night? And this is what I imagine Bill Belichick's responses. Yeah, we're gonna play football to our game and getting these guys ready, and we're gonna have a good scheme out there, and we're gonna play football the way football's played. That's how we know how to do, and that's all I'm focused on. So yeah, I know, Bill, but I'm sure a lot of the fans, and since you are playing the Bears, and George Halas was a great coach, and you're also a great coach, how do you think what would it mean to you? Well, I'm just trying to win, put the team in the best spots. Put the team in the best spots possible, and we got some things to work on. Zappy, it's been good for us. We'll keep running the hot hand there, and we'll see what we got to do. But I love football, and that's all I got. So exciting. Hey, we'll be broadcasting that game tonight, Bears versus Patriots. It's exciting because as a Packers fan, the Packers got destroyed, but as a Packers fan who lives in the Chicagoland area, it'll be good because hopefully, I'll get a lot more people tuning in on the face space because they're going to be trying to shit talk, which I don't really care. It's good for the engagement, good for the algorithm, good for business. So, hey, this is going to be a good game, though. This is going to be a good game between the Patriots and the Bears. Both teams, I'm not going to say middle of the road, but, find their way. And I'd love to see Justin Fields maybe get out of the pocket. I'd love to see Justin Fields use his legs this game, to be honest. I'd love to see him use his legs, use his athleticism, become a dual threat that you are. It'll make the passing game a little more easy for you, I think, because, they're going to have to honor your legs that you have. But, that also being said, I'm going to need Damian Harris to get about 2 tuds, at least 30 yards, selfishly for fantasy football reasons. So, that is where I'm at, and I think he might do it. But that's all we have today for our Monday Evening Football Daily Show, October 24th, 2022. You got to come back tonight. It'll be me and you. We'll watch the game. I'll call it out. I'll give you insight you never thought about. Man, ooh, we did it. All right, we out. That's it. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.